diamond stuck in my head.
The Bonnie ship the diamond is so good. And then we should start routing into YouTube itself. And then once we check that our sound is good, we'll hit the big red button. But just for the sake
Why
of
are
things...
people already saying you're gonna hate this vault?
You know, I feel like last time when you hit the big button, it just automatically started the whole stream.
Oh, I just got the notification that you are streaming, but it doesn't look like the stream is active yet.
Let's see, yeah, it's...
Well.
Oh, no, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, here we are.
There it is.
This is weird. Hello, friends.
Howdy ho.
YouTube does not seem to be indicating that we are actually streaming,
No,
even
we're
though
streaming.
clearly we're streaming. So we're just gonna start.
Yeah,
well,
this is-
I'm glad
this
that
is
we
surreal.
did all our checks beforehand. Let us know how our volumes are. We did some adjustments, so hopefully we don't have the same problem as last time.
And if you start giving conflicting information, we will ignore it.
This is really weird. Like, it's not showing it on my end either.
Yeah, our YouTube thing is just like, no, we're still waiting for the input.
But
Meanwhile,
yeah,
we're
it's-
like,
it's
nope,
there.
the put is being in. Clearly, this is streaming.
Hold on.
that the right
No, actually, no, wait. I loaded up the video, and it's showing 223 people waiting.
Really? Because on my thing, it shows people.
I mean, we
Well,
just
it's showing
clicked on
people.
the thing.
No,
It's
like
just-
it did.
ourselves.
Sorry, let me rephrase. It shows Fenyx.
And like I heard my own voice. So clearly,
What?
Yep.
is
No,
going
we
on?
are.
clearly we're streaming.
We are
Let's just
live.
start. Let's just
Wait,
start.
did you click go live on YouTube?
No, the
Because
button's
I
not
think-
even there.
I think some people are. Can you like close this and refresh it? I think some people are stuck in limbo because they joined the stream before it popped up. Yeah, someone's
This
saying there are 2
is
streams.
Oh man, what?
Did you change the?
What?
Oh, ass. Okay, I know. I figured it out. I figured it out.
Was it the stream key?
No, when you click go live in Streamlabs, you have the option to go live on a stream that you scheduled and start a new stream.
Oh,
What happened
no.
was I accidentally started a new stream. I'm sorry.
I was like,
Okay.
wait,
I'm
but it's
sorry.
live.
I am going
All right.
to delete the upcoming stream. We're gonna do this again. We're just gonna.
So are we gonna just keep doing the new stream that's been going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic! I'll tweet the link to that one instead. Hi, everybody!
Sorry, I'm still learning. I'm still learning on this. We're making it work. We're making it work. I'm just gonna add a thumbnail of Immortals.
Immortals.
Yeah. Okay. This
That
makes
explains
sense.
why I only got the notification after you hit go live.
Exactly. I understand the problems that led us to this point. But theoretically, if our volume is
Absolutely.
good, then we can just like start playing in a hot second and it'll be good. So.
Okay.
Hell
hold
yeah.
on.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out hotel logistics.
Been there.
Oh
Not
yeah,
in
there
a
we go.
while,
There's the red
admittedly.
button. Yeah, okay. I understand the mistakes that have brought us to this point. But we're here now. We're having fun. How is everybody
isn't it
doing?
more
Say
important
hi
than
in the
the
chat. We're gonna play some more. I accidentally triggered a cutscene that progressed us slightly through the story from where we were last.
No!
That's on
How
me.
could you?
I didn't. It was an auto trigger. I didn't realize. Basically, what happened was we went into this place. We killed 2 lions, and then Athena showed up. Still a beeb, looking very evil.
She was
like,
very
oh,
grumpy.
the sacrifices. What did you do? And her eyes are like orange, and she's holding this very evil dagger. She's like, I was gonna give you the
balls.
power to be like the old heroes. And Fenyx is like, you mean you were gonna make me a wraith? And Athena's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Then we can fight Typhon. And Fenyx is like, no, sweetie, honey, no. Not how that works, and also the Staff of Time doesn't exist. So yeah, but we are going to continue along on that plot line, and hopefully by the end of the stream we can save little BB Athena. So the first thing we need to do is go to here, where the next mission is. I guess our volumes are okay.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Go.
For once.
Sorry about that, team.
People are spamming crab emojis in the chat. Or at least one person is spamming crab emojis. Not sure what's up with that.
Ooh,
Well,
that
now that
person's
you've
gonna
said
get
it.
time out.
Now that you've said it, everyone's gonna start spamming it.
Don't spam or
Yeah.
you'll be put in time out.
They'll put you in the box. The box is not a fun place to be. Go to spam.
God, that was... Every time. There's always got to be something.
Someone
There's
wants-
always something about these streams.
Someone wants to
Sorry,
know
what?
if you guys have heard of the game Icarus Rising.
Icarus Rising.
Okay, unless
Let me look it up.
Unless they just mean this game, I don't know.
It sounds familiar enough that I might have heard of it, but it also might just be an incredibly generic name. So. Oh, apparently it is a comic?
Huh. Neat.
I thought they said game. I probably misread it.
What's the
A comic
Acropolis
and
thing they've got going on
maybe...
here? It's actually cool because obviously all of it's painted just the one color of blue for like stylistic consistency, but in terms of design, this very much mirrors what an actual Greek Acropolis would be like. It's more fanciful, obviously, because there's a lot more buildings on it, but like the style of the walls and the way in which stuff is just kind of thrown everywhere is very much classic Acropolis design.
Oh, Blue, apparently if you wanted, you could possibly raise your own volume a little bit.
Let me just do that. I can do that through input volume. Boop. Okay.
Boop.
I did it a little bit.
Woohoo! Beautiful. Alrighty, so I'm still kind of coming down from the wait, we're streaming, but where?
Yeah,
thing, so,
that's why I'm glad I'm like, hey, so just in case this is weird, let's plan for this to go live, even though we don't think it'll actually take us live, and then it actually took us live because I clicked the wrong button. Because I'm a
Assume every mic is hot.
Always assume every mic is hot.
Yep.
For those of you,
The mic is on fire.
Is on fire. Lordy.
It's just a giant rake. Okay.
Oh, they might be talking about Kid Icarus Uprising, which is not the same thing as Icarus Rising. There's a few key syllables.
Again, probably my fault.
Ah.
I just glanced at it. I'm like, oh, neat.
Ugh. Lord. I'm still kind of recovering from watching all 3 Hobbit movies the other night, so I'm even a little bit more checked out of my surroundings than usual. These movies are bad.
Real bad.
Yes, I actually was very upset the first time I watched them, and still saw all 3 in theaters.
Yeah, exactly the same boat. I tend not to be very harsh on movies when I'm seeing them in theaters for some reason. It's like, I don't know. I think I just like the movie-going experience enough
fair.
that for me, I'm like, well, I sat in a nice dark room for a couple hours with snacks, so I'm fine, The movie wasn't great, but I had a good time. But I do remember when I saw the first Hobbit movie, I was like, that doesn't feel like how I remember the book being. And I feel like that bit at the end was just needlessly cheeky, where Bilbo is like, I do believe the worst is behind us. It's like,
Sure.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I'm tend not to be too hard on movies most of the time. However, if you're making a movie from a book, you are gifted a script.
The work
And
has
if
been
you
done
manage
for
to mess
you.
it up when
Yeah, it's
given a script, then I'm like, come on, dude.
Well, I mean, the thing is with The Hobbit, it's kind of fascinating because you can see the fundamental problem they had, which is they were trying to make Lord of the Rings again, but they were using The Hobbit, which has a completely different tone. And
Exactly.
yeah, so it's like, okay, either we make this series of movies with the tone of The Hobbit, aka kind of silly and episodic, or at least sort of lighthearted and fairy tale feeling, or we try and recapture the grand, sweeping, epic scope of Lord of the Rings in a much smaller story with way fewer characters and less going on. And part of the problem is because they were releasing it after, obviously, Lord of the Rings. It's like people are going into The Hobbit to some degree expecting something like Lord of the Rings. So I get why they did it, but it just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
And-
and also the problem is
Yeah.
with Lord of the Rings, there's enough there that they cut stuff out, and they didn't have to like necessarily add things because there was just so much that they could already like they had to trim away more than add. The Hobbit's
Yep.
one short book, like it's not that long. And so they added a lot of stuff to try to stretch it into like 3 Lord of the Rings length
And,
movies,
like,
when
the
they could have just made one really good movie.
The Battle of the Five Armies is a chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
It's less than a chapter.
Yeah.
Bilbo's
Oh my
unconscious
God.
for the entire thing. He gets knocked out, and then he wakes up, and Thorin's like, if only I weren't such a dick, and then he dies, and it's like, well, okay, let's go home then. I think that's the other part of it, is like, The Hobbit doesn't really have action scenes so much.
That's
Like-
partially because, like, the thing is, like, in The Lord of the Rings, Frodo's not involved in a lot of the action. Like,
No, it happens around him, but he's mostly like, I'm very small and I have no money, so you can understand the kind of stress I'm under. That's
Exactly.
really it.
So
Yeah.
Bilbo and Frodo have very much the same energy. The problem is Bilbo's supposed to be part of the action, and he once again ends up not really being part of the action. He
Well,
likes-
even then,
Yeah.
Bilbo's the thief. He's supposed to be like hiding and sneaking around. It's like
Exactly. But then,
he
like,
uses sting like once.
they're like, okay, yes, we can build an action movie around this character who is small and afraid.
I also
Yeah.
just love the contrast of supporting casts where it's like, okay, so for Bilbo, we have 12 entire dwarves, which is basically a small army, plus Legolas. Oh, 13, that's right. And then for Frodo, we have one Samwise Gamgee, and Frodo is still the one who was better off.
Yeah.
That's
well,
because
the thing.
Samwise Gamgee is worth a dozen and a half lesser men.
And that's the thing you actually told me,
Baker's
Simon,
dozen.
when we were watching Lord of the Rings, Return of the King extended editions last week. You're like, Samwise Gamgee is the only fucker to ever willingly give up the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
Samwise Gamgee is the only motherfucker in Middle Earth I respect.
exactly, because we were discussing it because I forget how it came up, but you were like, well, Sam doesn't have to ever have the ring. I'm like, actually, false. Sam is the only person to give up the ring. I mean, in Frodo's defense, he did try to give it up a few times.
Yeah, but you know.
But he also, like, didn't.
Extenuating
So.
circumstances.
We'll give
Great.
Sam is the
Frodo
only
an
one who puts it on.
asterisk, but
Yeah.
Sam is just like, no hesitation. He's like, here you go. I saved it for you.
Does Bilbo count? He does eventually.
True. That's true.
He like drops it on the floor and he's like, well, all right, I'm donezies.
Do you have to shoot
But yeah.
that thing over there?
Shoot the thing.
Yeah, so when you were jumping on the thing earlier, there's like a little...
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I already did that. That's
Oh,
how I
okay,
got
never
the.
mind.
That's how I got the rake out of the temple.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Actually, while we're on the subject of Sam and Frodo, one thing that became very clear rewatching the Hobbit movies is they were like they couldn't decide if they wanted to make the main character Bilbo or Thorin. Obviously, it should be Bilbo because he is actually the main character. But then they were like, well, Thorin's the closest thing this movie has to an Aragorn.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, they were aiming
Where
for
are my
Aragorn.
hot, rugged men?
Well, here's the problem. They were aiming for Aragorn. They missed. They hit Boromir and bounced off, and that's how we got Thorin, the guy whose character arc they tried to hang the movie off of, and then they forgot to give him one.
Well, and like the funny thing is, like, I actually like Thorin in the Hobbit books. He's like, he knows what he's about. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he's just like, yes, we're here for the gold. And like in the movies, they try to make him like this noble, upstanding character. And like, I'm not saying he's a bad person in the book. He's just very honest in the book. He's like, we are going and we are going to kill the dragon to get the gold and also my home. And everyone's like, yeah,
I
okay,
mean-
Thorin, we're down for that.
The thing is, in the movie, they were trying to say he was this noble warrior king.
Exactly.
But here's the problem. He
He's
spends
not.
the whole... He's not! He's an asshole! He only does bad things! He
now I'm
does
just-
nothing heroic!
I'm imagining Thorin as like a Wall Street type. Like, look, I'm just trying to generate value for my dwarf shareholders. This, I don't see why you're getting so hung up on this.
That would have been way more consistent than his characterization in the movie, because it's like... It's poor Balin. They just put him in the role of having to talk up Thorin nonstop. Because Balin is... And the only reason they did that, by the way, noble viewers, is because Balin is the one who dies in Moria. It's like a
Yeah.
gut punch when you learn, like, oh no, not that one.
Not the one who
Well, not-
actually seems to care about what's going on.
Exactly. Like in the Hobbit book, they're all kind of interchangeable. Like they have different, names. But frankly, they don't really get that much time. It's like, okay, Thorin and then there's a bunch of other guys. It's like, oh no, Thorin and a couple other guys died. Oh, this is tragedy.
But
That's
what
really all you
about the
get.
dwarf who likes the elf?
Oh yeah, that guy.
No, I mean,
Super canon. But then the thing is, like, in the movie, they were like, okay, we're gonna get Balin, and we're gonna make him like the kind of wise old mentor dwarf, and he's gonna be the one who's like, there is a man I could call king. And it's like, well, yeah, but he's not in this movie. Aragorn's like 10 right now. Sorry.
well, no, he would be a little older because he's like 90-something in The Lord of the Rings.
87, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But this is like 70 years before that,
True.
so he's a
Oh,
little beat.
He was a little beeb and still probably
More noble and heroic.
exactly. I was
than
gonna say still
fucking
probably
Thorin.
would be a better king But he also probably didn't want to be under the mountain. That kind of goes against his
Probably
vibe.
not. Yeah, he's more out in the open, in the woods and stuff.
The king
But
adjacent to the
Oh,
mountain.
Indigo's here.
Indigo's here. Hello, Indigo.
Hey!
I was talking to Indigo today about one of the stories in the Valentine's Day video, which
Oh, God.
Red, you have read the script.
It's
Fucking
so cursed, you
nightmare
guys.
front to back. It is
horrible.
abominable. It's gonna be great. You're all gonna love it.
I'm super excited.
Animals. But I was talking to Indigo about it because she did like a whole major in Chinese and did a lot of literature as well. So I was like, hey Indigo, what do you know about the song of everlasting sorrow? She's like, yeah, there's some stuff. Like, okay, cool.
Beautiful.
But yeah.
Sorry,
But yeah.
I just got like 6 work emails. I'm like,
Gross.
Oh, the horror.
why?
I'll cover for you by complaining more about Thorin's non-existent character arc. Because here's the problem. Like, in the book, Thorin, like you said, he's very consistent. He's pretty much... He's honest, and he is just kind of a dick. The main thing about Thorin is he kind of takes himself more seriously than the story does. Lindsay Ellis has videos about the Hobbit movies, and I think she actually brings this up, and it's a very good point, which is that when the dwarves are introduced and they kind of fall through the door in a big pile, in the book, Thorin's at the bottom of that pile, very disgruntled about it, because it's a very undignified entrance, and he's king, all that jazz. Whereas in the movie, he shows up late and all cool and sexy and stuff, and it's like, oh, what up, Gandalf? Sorry, I'm fashionably late. Anyway, and they kind of already make him the token, serious, cool dwarf. And then everyone else also has to talk up how he's the cool, serious, amazing dwarf king. But then, the arc they wrote him for the first movie is that he's a jerk and he doesn't like Bilbo and he doesn't think he should be on the trip. Like that, they do that like 4 fucking times. Bilbo saves the day 4 times, and every time Thorin is like, oh, he sucks, he's the worst, he's thought of nothing but his soft bed since he left on this harrowing adventure he didn't want to go on. What a weenie, am I right? And then at the very end, at the point where they could have actually done like a little culmination where maybe Thorin actually does something that's not utterly self-serving, when he does the bit where he's on the fucking tree, because in the book, that's just, oh, we climbed a tree and we're throwing flaming pine cones. And in the movie, they had to be like, oh, and it's on the edge of a cliff, and the tree is falling, and there's eagles now. And it's just like, all right, okay, fine. They do the thing where, like, the orc guy, the made-up orc boss for the movie is like, by the way, I totes killed your dad. And Thorin's like, oh, that really rustles my jimmies. And he gets up and he, like, walks down the tree to attack him. And it's like, he's doing that because he's pissed, not because he's trying to protect or help any of the other 14 people on that tree who are in mortal danger. And it's like, they could have just, it would have been so easy to reframe that scene just slightly, to make it so he's doing it as like a heroic thing to protect the others or buy them time or something. But instead he's just like, okay, time to go be the drama queen. And then he gets like bitch slapped across the mountain, and Bilbo has to save him again, and then Thorin is like, alright, maybe you're actually kinda cool, and like hugs him, and it's like, alright, I mean, it's nice that you've deigned to give him your respect now that he's saved your ass, literally at every turn.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the books, they're just like, hey, burglar! You gonna burgle?
Yeah.
Go burgle, burglar, go!
Let's do crimes.
That's your burgle
Let's
song.
do crimes.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you'd think after that, Thorin would be a better person, maybe, because that was the whole point of the movie,
Baby
right?
Athena!
Like, yes. Oh, I'm so excited for the stream to catch up. I want to see Beeb Athena. Evil Beeb Athena.
No, she's not grumpy this time.
No! Wait, she's good again? What happened?
I mean, she was never really evil.
She just had like a little blip when she was like, I'm gonna sacrifice you, and Fenyx is like, that's dumb, and then Athena's like, oh shit, you're right, but then she got sad, because she's like, I don't know what to do, I'm the goddess of wisdom, and Fenyx is like, it's okay, I'll go advance the plot and come
Phoenix
back.
is like, I don't know how to deal with children. Did not sign up for babysitting.
There is one moment where Athena like starts crying and like gives Fenyx this big hug, and just the look on Phoenix's face of like, what do I do? It's really funny.
Amazing.
OSP does not condone crime. We've discussed this before, and it's also in a streams animated to the people asking.
Journey.
Yeah, as previously stated, we do not condone the doing of crime.
Mostly.
Mostly.
And then I believe Blue said something along the lines of, OSP condones sending a message, which we still do
Yeah.
condone.
Yeah.
That one was pretty popular on D&D memes.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone made a meme of me calling Blue City Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it was hilarious. I saw it too. I was like, before the stream, I should check the subreddit. Oh my god.
Oh, Indigo was like, OSP condones sending a message.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Indigo.
It's beautiful.
So what message are we sending today? It's just cold and gross outside. The message is stay home. Go to bed.
We got some snow, which is very pretty, but it is also cold and gross.
We had a little snow, like when I left this morning. There was like a little bit on the cars, but not much. And then it was supposed to snow, and it just kind of never did. And I think now it's supposed to rain. It doesn't matter. I move from indoor spot to indoor spot.
I move within indoor spot.
That's true. Poor Blue is stuck in this one room.
It's fine.
Well, you went outside today.
I did. I went to go get lunch.
To drop a return off at FedEx.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I tried to get a knee brace, and I measured wrong.
Ooh.
It's okay. They were very helpful with the return shipping.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
did get fun ankle braces, though. They're very heavy duty, and now I've been dancing around because I can't roll my ankle, and it's fun.
Oh, nice.
Cyan
I
is
only got
slowly
one of those.
building an exoskeleton.
I am. I'm turning into a bionicle.
I remember one of the episodes of Batman Beyond where Terry's like,
Yeah.
what's that? And it's like one of the exoskeletons Bruce built when he started to like, his joints were starting to go bad. I remember thinking, that is the coolest goddamn thing ever.
It me.
And of course he gets to use it before the end of the episode,
Yeah.
but then they're like, oh, it's just too strong, we should put it back on the shelf, and then they do.
Oh god, just kick Hermes in the knees, you're the right height. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am slowly but surely building up a exoskeleton because I want to go hiking without hurting myself.
God. From a purely like aesthetic standpoint, there is no Greek statue that kicks ass more than Athena with giant shield and giant spear.
Athena
Right?
It's such a
It's
powerful pose.
the most ass-kicky, that's why.
Yeah.
It is the truth.
Even the statue of Ares that this game shows are like, it's the one that inexplicably also shows up in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm not going to explain how, where it's him and like he's got his helmet like off to the side and he's like looking down and kind of holding the spear around his arm. It's like it looks very like contrapposto-y and stately, but
Yeah, it's
no,
super
this
bad.
this is a more powerful pose. All right, we got to go acquire Athena's essence.
I don't know why people are saying in the comments that arson is not a crime. I assure you, it is.
Super
Yeah.
crime, guys.
If it was legal, it would be called a campfire. Although those are also sometimes illegal.
It's situational.
Many things that are legal on small scales and in specific locations are actually at least very rude.
When you hit a chicken, it just turns into a firework.
Do it again.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that was so underwhelming.
It was flying.
Why didn't it explode?
Blue?
Yeah.
It's